What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. We do have a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, a new target has emerged in the midfield in Mikel Merino. He is now the new identified reinforcement in the midfield for Hansi Flick and for Deco, and looking like Joao, Kimmich, Zubamendi, Amadou Onana, and even Guido Rodriguez are all ruled out. In Hansi Flick's system in the 4-2-3-1, he wants a more box-to-box midfielder there in the double pivot, alongside, preferably I should say, over a positional pivot. Now, of course, Kimmich can still be an option, but Mikel Merino fits the mold better. He's younger and he's cheaper as well, and Hansi Flick has given the green light for his signing, and Deco is a big fan of the player, and the club do plan to make big improvements and big pursuits to sign the Spanish midfielder. And also alongside with the Joaos as well, Deco has confirmed to the super agent Jorge Mendes that Joao, Cancelo, and Felix, they wanted them to continue at Barcelona next season, and now comes down to negotiations with Atletico Madrid and Manchester City respectively to reach an agreement. Whether Barcelona will go all the way or not remains to be seen, but now comes down to the formulas to keep the Joao. Again, Hansi Flick, Laporta and Deco all have given the green light for both of them to continue. We have some updates on a lot of players staying. You have Andreas Christensen news. Marc Casado has been getting so much glaze from Barcelona's board, director, sporting area. He has some big hopes and big shoes to fill now as well. And also updates on the future of Vitor Roque. Again, Hansi Flick wants to keep him. He will do preseason. But in the event that he cannot be registered with financial fair play, Barcelona are keeping their eyes on the striker market. They may bet in-house with Ansu, Fati, and Guiu, or go into Getafe and try to get Borja Mayoral or Mason Greenwood. We'll talk about that. And finally, huge, monumental, historic update on the new Nike contract that should be official in the next few days. We have all the details and numbers of the operation, which is of course nothing short of a pure Joan Laporta masterclass. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by LU Soccer. LU Soccer is one of the most versatile replica jersey websites and the most reliable on the market. They have a variety of different items, from club, nation, retro kits, authentic, women's kit, NBA. They got all your kits for countries and clubs as well. What they actually sent me in the mail is something I've been looking for a very long time. It is not your regular Barca kit. It is the Carlo G Spotify replacement kit. I've been looking for this for such a long time, and they had to get it added to the Drake, Rosalia, and Rolling Stone collection. You can see their website, very easy to access. They have everything up to date. They even got the new kit that's coming out next season as well. You can be able to customize it as well. You can add some patches on it if you want, name, number as well. And when you check out, do not forget to use my code BB10. Barca Boy 10 is what it stands for. You go to checkout right here, use coupon code Barca Boy 10 BB10. You apply it, you get 10% off your order. Easy as that. BB10, get a cheeky discount on already cheap and reliable football kits. They're also doing an exclusive offer where if you order your kit and you make a YouTube video unboxing it around 2 minutes long, they will give you a free kit. So make sure if you do make an order, use my discount code, of course, get 10% off. Record yourself unboxing it, upload it to YouTube, send it to them, and they will give you a kit for free. As easy as you like. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and check out LU Soccer today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, a big bombshell has been dropped where Barcelona are kind of reshaping their midfield target, and now the name of Mikel Merino is having hot emergence as things currently stand. Tony Juan Marti of Sport is the one who broke the news. He came out saying that Barcelona like Mikel Merino a lot and believe he would fit perfectly into Hansi Flick's type of football. Merino is out of contract in 2025 and would be cheaper than Joao Kimmich. Xavi was always more inclined towards a positional pivot in Guido Rodriguez, but that operation is frozen for a few days now, and they believe Mikel Merino suits Flick's system more. Barcelona will contact Real Sociedad for Mikel Merino once they generate the necessary fair play, of course meaning return to 1-1 rule. Him being out of contract in 2025 makes Barcelona very optimistic in completing a deal. Now, Fabrizio Romano also confirmed this as well. They also mentioned that Juventus are interested in Mikel Merino, but their priority right now is Coop Miners of Atlanta, so keep that in mind. Fabrizio Romano also says that Deco values Mikel Merino a lot. I'm not hating it. Of course, we were linked a lot with Mikel Merino back in the Koeman days. Koeman, of course, who wants to play a similar system to Hansi Flick, the 4-2-3-1, was a big fan of Merino. He wanted him back in the day as well. In the end, we couldn't get the deal over the line. Merino is a year younger than Joao Kimmich. Look, it's not that bad of an operation for me, to be honest. Look, you look at the pros. Mikel Merino is younger. He'll be cheaper. He'll cost you less in wages. He speaks the language. Integration process for him will be as easy as you like. And he will not cause problems behind the scenes like we know Joao Kimmich could potentially do. The only thing that Joao Kimmich has ahead of Mikel Merino, he's a bit better than him. I think he is technically a better footballer than Mikel Merino, but Mikel Merino is still very good nonetheless. I think Joao Kimmich is here. Mikel Merino somewhere here. Like, not too below and not like a ridiculous below here, but he's like, in that area. So, I'm not hating it. I don't mind the signing. Would I prefer to sign Mikel Merino over Joao Kimmich for everything that I just mentioned for? Yes. Joao Kimmich is going to come with a lot of big risks, of course. A big fat money as well. Bayern Munich probably want excess of 50 million euros. I think we can get maybe 25 million from Real Sociedad for Mikel Merino. Of course, some variables in there as well. He has 1 year left on his deal, although Joao Kimmich does also have 1 year left on his deal. But to be honest, I'm not hating this. I think Mikel Merino is a fantastic player, especially in a double pivot. I think it could really work. The issue is that Mikel Merino is very similar to the profile of Frenkie de Jong. So I don't know if Mikel Merino and Frenkie de Jong can play together in a double pivot. I think it will be like Mikel Merino plus Christensen plus Casado plus Xavi, of course, if Xavi, pending him coming back fully fit, all that sort of stuff. He's not a bad option. I do rate it. I'm not, very against it. If we sign Mikel Merino ahead of Kimmich, I would be quite excited. If we sign Kimmich over Mikel Merino, I'd be a bit, you're taking a risk here, but I respect it. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. Again, we'll wait and see how the price is as well once that gets leaked in the next few days probably. But now it looks like Mikel Merino is becoming a hot target in the midfield. Looks like, again, now we're not going for positional pivot, so you can forget about Amadou Onana now. Martin Zubimendi as well. All those options are going to be out the window. Same with Guido Rodriguez as well. We'll talk about him in just a few seconds. But it looks like we're looking for a more box-to-box midfielder, if you want to give it, a title, so to speak. Someone who can do everything, but mostly importantly can share the role with someone else in that area. So it would be a good signing in my opinion. Again, his age is good. I believe he's turning 28 in about 2 weeks time, so he's not 27. Don't let that deteriorate you. So you sign him, you get 3 or 4 years in his prime, of course, good years out of him. He was linked a lot with a lot of clubs during the past January because, again, he's running down his contract with Real Sociedad. So wait and see how things turn out, but looks like Mikel Merino right now is the hot favorite to reinforce Barcelona's midfield. Now, for one potential transfer in the midfield to one totally collapsing, we do have an update on the signing of Guido Rodriguez. It ain't looking good, bro. Matteo Merito has come out saying that Guido Rodriguez's potential transfer to Barcelona has almost fallen through due to Hansi Flick's arrival at the club. Fabrizio Romano also confirmed this, saying the agreement between Barcelona and Guido Rodriguez was always verbal and nothing was confirmed. Now everything has gone quiet regarding the deal, and now it's entirely up to Barcelona's board to whether or not they want to reactivate this option or not. Guido's future is completely open again. He did mention that that verbal agreement did expire at the end of May as well. Again, if we sign him, cool. We don't sign him, cool. I think he's a good option, but if you really don't want a positional pivot and natural pivot anymore, then there's no point in signing him, to be honest. I think, a double pivot of Guido Rodriguez and Frenkie de Jong, Guido Rodriguez, and, Xavi, of course, not starting week in, week out, but as an option during the season isn't too bad either. But again, it's what Hansi Flick wants. If he thinks that he wants a positional pivot, then he should go for him. If he wants to just Casado as his only positional pivot in the squad, that's his prerogative, or maybe just trust the ability that Christensen has learned over the past 6 months as well. That's also his prerogative. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. I probably will make a video when this deal is 100% over. Right now, things are open, but like very unlikely things will happen unless there's going to be a radical change. So we'll wait and see. I would say at this point we're looking at 90% ruled out, but we'll see how the final end of this saga will turn out. Now, from a potential failed signing to a potential likely signing, we do have updates on the future of the two Joaos. I'm realizing I'm crashing my nose in this particular area a lot. My bad. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona have already informed Jorge Mendes of their plan to keep both Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo. Laporta and Deco agree on the plan, and Hansi Flick has given his green light as well. Concrete talks with their clubs are yet to start, but both want to stay. So now we know 100% the club will try to keep both players. Whether they keep them or not as well, again, now it depends on the agreement between Manchester City and Atletico Madrid respectively. But internally, everyone's given the green light. We're going to go and push to try and keep them. Permanent transfer, another loan. Remains to be seen what the formula actually is, but the decision is now made. I'm kind of happy the decision is made. Am I happy on the decision? I think with Cancelo, I'm okay. I'm content with it. With Felix, again, if we can keep him on a cheap deal, whatever, it won't bother me. I'd rather, trust certain someone else who I will not mention because maybe some people get upset. It's Ansu Fati. But we'll wait and see how things do turn out. I think now it's going to come down to the formula, what the two clubs are going to ask for. Can Barcelona afford it? Can we try and finesse another loan? That's now going to be the nitty-gritty of the negotiation. I feel like Atletico Madrid are going to play very much, hardball. If that's the case, hopefully Barcelona. All I just ask is that Barcelona do not push heavily to sign these players. Go out there, try to get the deal done. If you get it done, cool. For a good price, cool. If not, do not waste your time with it. Maybe do a little extra push, I would say, in my opinion, for Joao Cancelo, but definitely nothing for Joao Felix. So again, we'll wait and see how things turn out. But again, 100% Laporta, Deco, Hansi Flick have all given the green light for the continuation of the Joaos. Now, the Joaos were not the only players who got the green light from Hansi Flick. There is another one as well, and that is Vitor Roque. Before I get into this report, I want to tell you guys something. Hansi Flick is nothing more right now than Laporta and Deco's pet dog. He is bending down, agreeing to everything just to coach Barcelona. That is a very, very worrying sign for me. Laporta did say when he sacked Xavi in the interview that I covered yesterday that he didn't really believe in the squad. Laporta and Deco think this squad is like 99% complete. They think it's that good to compete on all fronts next season. You and I both know where the holes are in this team. I'd say we're like 80% of the way through, maybe 85 if you're really pushing it and really being generous. There's still, I would say, 2 to 4 holes that I would say need to be filled before I have, high expectations for the squad. But Hansi Flick out here giving green lights like it's candy to a baby is freaking ridiculous. But Joaquin Pereira from Sport, of course, number one source in regards to Brazilian players, and Barcelona has come out saying that Hansi Flick has given the go-ahead to keep Vitor Roque in Barcelona's first-team squad next season. He wants to try to get the most out of his current squad. Now, Roque's continuity depends on financial fair play and margin needed to register him for next season. Again, I'm not too worried about the margin. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that if Vitor Roque leaves this summer, again, because Barcelona will need to register him, so if we don't register him, Barcelona will need someone to be Robert Lewandowski's backup. There are several names on the table right now, like Marc Guiu, Ansu Fati, and also in Madrid, they say that Borja Mayoral is a target, and Mason Greenwood as well. Couple things. Borja Mayoral, we're going to go and sign a Madrid reject. No. Mason Greenwood, he's going somewhere else. Again, that was ruled out a month ago. I think Barcelona liked the profile. That doesn't really fit. No, thank you. Marc Guiu and Ansu Fati talk dirty to me. I think Marc Guiu's plan is to probably stay in the B team next season and, bouncing around the first team. It depends on who we sign, who we keep. We might see him go out on loan later on in the transfer window. Let's say, for example, we keep Ansu, we keep Ferran, you have Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Joao Felix, a left wing signing. Maybe that way things could change, but I'm really just praying that Ansu Fati just get on the freaking plane to America. That's all I'm asking for. But again, with Vitor Roque, it's quite clear he's going to get that continuity now from Hansi Flick. Now it comes down to him performing and also us registering him again for financial fair play. But again, Hansi Flick giving everyone one last try, one last attempt, one last go-ahead to try and convince him and have a career at Barcelona. From one green light to another, I might as well just call this video Green Light FC. Bloody hell. But Mundo Deportivo, Gabriel Sanz has come out saying that Andreas Christensen and his family are very happy at Barcelona. The player would only consider his departure if the club tells him that they don't count on him for next season. Again, I think Christensen could be a little joker card, a little underrated option for Barcelona this summer. Again, we know that we don't need to sell players to buy players or register players, so to speak. But again, to make room in the squad is why a sale could be needed. Then, of course, you can use that money to go and improve the squad in those areas where the holes are. Christensen is in a position where we're very, very heavily stocked up and very blessed up. He's, again, a player that's coming in for free. So financial fair play regulation, he'll be pure net profit for Barcelona. Again, I value Christensen at around 65 million plus. That's where I would see him, especially from the Premier League clubs. I'm going to include some Premier League tax for them, of course. So we'll wait and see. I'm very happy with Christensen. I think he's a fantastic player. The only thing that annoys me about him is his freaking random muscle injuries and random sickness where he can only play one half of football or gets ruled out of the squad list like 2 hours before the game. That's the only annoying part about him. Apart from that, absolutely fantastic player. So wait and see what happens in regards to his future. But for now, he's very happy at Barcelona. The club is very happy to keep him. But maybe an offer coming in could tempt all parties. From one green light to another, again, this is just the green light video. But we do have some updates on the future of Marc Casado that has been getting... Marc Casado has been getting a lot of glaze from Barcelona. Not only Laporta, but Deco and the media as well. Glaze galore for Marc Casado. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona plans to make Marc Casado an important player under Hansi Flick next season. A contract renewal is expected soon, of course, extending until June 2027. He's going to be a part of the first team, of course. That's what Joao Laporta said in his interview yesterday with Barca 1. Again, have no problem with this. I think Casado is a fantastic player. I am shocked beyond belief that Xavi did not give him a chance during last season. Of course, he came on against Atletico Madrid, came on off the bench in one random away game that slips my mind, but I cannot believe Xavi did not give him a proper run. Like, at least start a game at home to like Osasuna. Let's see how he does, because we were praying and begging for a pivot, and he was there. Again, I understand Barca Athletic had some big games. He's the captain of Barca Athletic, but at the end of the day, the first team is always the priority, no matter what. If Barcelona need 3 points against Cadiz, but Barca Athletic have the biggest game in their history, the priority is still Cadiz, 3 points. That's always has been the case and always will be the case. But Casado, like I mentioned, getting a lot of glazing, not just from Laporta and Deco, but also the Barcelona board. Fernando Polo of Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that there are strong voices at Barcelona who believe that Marc Casado should replace Sergi Roberto. He would provide more physicality, younger age, and ambition for less money. Barcelona's plans go through having more energy, strength, and youth. Again, not mad at it whatsoever. Less money is where I'm just like, whoa, wait a second. I'm pretty sure Roberto's on probably a little bit more money than Casado, not even that much, to be honest. But hey, I'm with it. I have no problem with it. I just think that Roberto should have been, told about this. He could have gotten at least, a clap off in the final game last season. That's just what I think. But sometimes legends get their send off, sometimes they don't. Valdez got nothing. Puyol barely got anything. So Roberto might fall in that same category. But yeah, I'm all for this. I think Casado is a fantastic player. I watched the Barca Athletic game against Ibiza a few days ago in the qualification for promotion. Madre mia. He is a brilliant talent. We saw him playing like this all throughout the season for Barca Athletic, but yet Xavi never gave him a chance. I cannot wait to see him in preseason. Keep in mind, a lot of our big midfielders are going to be out Euros, Copa America, so they won't come back until probably preseason ends, if we're being honest. So preseason Casado, I am here for it. So wait and see how things turn out. I think 100% he's going to be involved in the first team next season. This now comes down to whether or not other players in the midfield will stay or leave. But Casado's place, I think, almost at this point is guaranteed. Let's discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update is on Frenkie de Jong, and the Barcelona legend Ronald Koeman has come in with the updates on Frankie. He came out during a press conference, I think ahead of the match against Canada, by the way. Canadian, shout out to me. He came out saying that Frenkie de Jong's recovery is going well and according to plan. We still have the impression that he will be fit to play around the first game of the group stages, so I'm assuming he will be involved in this tournament. So you can see there on the right hand side, Frenkie de Jong taking official Euros pictures as well for the Netherlands. So I do think he'll be involved. I see him maybe in the first game coming off the bench, second game maybe half an hour, then third game starting. I think Koeman risking him probably would be him starting the second game. We'll wait and see how things do turn out, but hopefully we can just hope that there's no chronic injury with Frankie's ankle, that he takes no drastic risk to play for Netherlands. Again, they're in a difficult group: France, Austria, Poland. They might not even make it out of the group, to be honest. So we'll wait and see how things do turn out. But again, everything going according to plan. His recovery, according to Koeman, he is expected to play a little bit of the beginning stages of the Euros, and depending on how Netherlands do progress, he could be involved even more. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, we do have an update on Hansi Flick's plan for the summer, when he's going to come back to Barcelona, when he's going to start playing the squad with Deco, training and fitness, planning preseason, all that jibber jabber stuff. Javi Miguel came out saying that Hansi Flick will be in Barcelona on Monday, accompanied by his 3 trusted people who will join his staff, and meeting will be held with Deco to confirm the final list of recruitments and players for sale. He will take charge from his new office and tour all the facilities because he wants to familiarize himself with his new work site as soon as possible and learn all the behind the scene details. Of course, that comes as standard. Now, Tony Juan Martí did confirm this, saying that Hansi Flick will barely have vacation this June. The idea is that he will return to Barcelona in the next few days, as he has a lot of work ahead of him for the preparation for the squad, and above all, to shape the football that he wants to have. This first sentence to me makes no sense. He will barely get any vacation. The motherfucker's been jobless for a year and a half, 2 years now. Well, he's been on vacation for a year and a half. I don't get it. I guess there's a kind of narrative that all football people and players and managers just go on vacation in June, which again doesn't make sense, but man's been off for like a year and a half, so I don't see him, see the need of him needing a random vacation in June, but it's whatever. Now, Tony Juan Martí also came out saying that Hansi Flick wants to have his first individual chat with the players only when he gets to know everything he wants to know about them. He is using these weeks to gather as much information as possible about all his players on the sporting and personal level. Hansi Flick has not yet talked to the vast majority of the squad. After having all the information, he will talk to them and inform them about what he expects from them, where the players should improve, and what virtues of them should be exploited, but this needs time. Hansi Flick considers that in July he will have a greater command of the Spanish language, and he will know more about the situation of the club, something important to assure that he can answer various questions. How he does not know the situation of the club right now is beyond me. Laporta said he's been studying the job since February. Watch a couple of my videos and you know the whole entire situation of the club. It's not rocket science. Logically, Hansi Flick and his staff will also follow the Euros and the Copa America with great attention. Who won't? So that's the plan. He'll come in probably next week, get integrated, find a place to stay, look at his office, learn the language, analyze the squad one more time with Deco, give the final green light on players coming in, players coming out, and identify maybe plans A, B, and C in regards to transfer targets. But that month of July is going to be big for Hansi Flick. Meeting the players, starting preseason, his first press conference and presentation as the Barcelona manager, answering all the questions for the first time from the press. Will he answer in German, English, Spanish? Questions need to be asked. Now, I do want to include one more thing here. Of course, the main reason why Hansi Flick has been brought in, according to Joao Laporta in his interview yesterday with Barca 1, is to improve the physical aspect of Barcelona. Laporta thinks that after the 60th minute, Barcelona drop off a level a lot, and I said in yesterday's video, I do agree with that. I do still stand by that. But Xavi has come back fighting in the press, according to Javi Miguel. He came out saying that Xavi's entourage is surprised by Joao Laporta's words that he needs to improve their physical aspect, and the coach's entourage say, we will see what happens in January in response to if Flick will improve it. They believe that the work of the physical trainer, Ivan Torres, is 10 out of 10, and that the team cannot be improved physically more than it is right now. The stacking of Xavi is looking kind of nice. Bloody hell! 10 out of 10 physicality! You are having a laugh! A laugh! I wouldn't even give it an 8 out of 10. We drain in the first hour. The only reason, by the way, let me continue this. He also said, actually, no, let me go back. We drain in the first hour all the time. The only reason why we look decent in the second half because we're always trailing and we need to make a freaking comeback. We get injuries left, right, and center. Only Inaki Peña and Gundogan last season got no injuries. Everyone else has some sort of injury. You look at the warm-ups as well, when we're warming up for games and Ivan Torres is there in the little freaking circle and crap. It looks lethargic. It looks lazy as hell. I think there's been improvement, of course, since, since Koeman and stuff, but not like 10 out of 10. So Xavi's entourage, his staff, basically think that Barcelona cannot improve cannot improve more physically than the current squad is right now. If that's the case, we are screwed. But Jaime Miguel also came out saying that Xavi staff had been surprised and upset by Laporta's words about the team's physical decline after 60th minute. They claim that the numbers and data refute the president's work. Barcelona is a team in the league that has scored the most goals after 60th minute. They only concede 38% of their goals after 60th minute, and they're the 5th team in the league that have covered the most kilometers per match. Let me debunk these 3 points. First of all, we scored the most goals in the past the 60th minute because we're always effing losing. We're always trailing, and we're just chasing the game. That's why, you freaking donut. Secondly, we only concede 38% of goals after 60 minutes. Again, back to my first point, because we're trailing the game and we need to make a comeback. So we're going to have more space in the back, and the other team just parked the bus. Thirdly, we're the 15 that's covered the most kilometers per match. That is a good improvement. I remember back in like the Coleman days and even like Setien and Valverde, we barely ran, but we should be, top 2. So there is improvement, 10 out of 10, my bollocks. Last season, Barcelona was the team with the second most distance covered. Again, that's where I expect Barcelona in the league. But this season, they went down to 5th place. Xavi's coaching staff believe this is the lack of the physical players missing, like Ousmane Dembele and Gavi. Xavi, man, you're not making yourself look good here, bruv. You're telling me you lose 2 players, not 4, not 5, not 6, not a whole starting lineup. 2 players, and you drop the team's physicality drops from 2nd in the league being the best to 5th. Be real. Be freaking for real. If our physicality depends on these 2 players, there's your problem right there. You talk about, again, 10 out of 10. Blood. Whether or not Xavi, if this even came out while Xavi was the manager, I would be saying the exact same thing I am right now. But again, it's all in hindsight, only time will tell. And the only thing I agree with this is that when Xavi's coaching entourage say, we'll see in January. Again, January, we'll see how we do coverage-wise, how much we run, what's the physicality looking like, how many injuries we have. And that's going to be the true test, whether or not, we've reached our peak and Xavi's entourage is right, or Hansi Flick comes in and improves it, and Xavi's entourage and staff did not do a very good job. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the Nike deal, or renewal, you could say, with Barcelona that we have been talking about for months and months and months now. The deal has been done for about a month, but now everything looks set to be signed and fully announced soon. Memorabilia came out saying that Nike representatives are currently in Barcelona and they want the deal to be announced this week. They are pushing forward to make it happen. The new deal is ready, just waiting for the green light from Barcelona. Now, Memorabilia, of course, is always an insider. He always comes out very early, but now the mainstream media is picking up on the details and giving a little bit more than Memorabilia gave us. We got firstly Franco Ratz and David Bernabeu of Sport. They came out saying that Barcelona's agreement with Nike will be officially announced in the next few days. So he basically confirmed that yes, Nike are pushing for the deal to be announced, and now Barcelona are conceding and saying yes. Barcelona will receive a renewal bonus of more than 100 million euros, again confirmed. Nike will pay between 105 and 120 million euros fixed per season, and a series of variables that will be paid by Nike based on trophies won. So we win the Champions League, we get 10 to 20 million. We win La Liga, we get 5 to 10 million. Europa. Why the? Why is Europa League there? That is not a good look. But Europa League, 5 to 8 million. Copa del Rey, 2 to 5 million. Club World Cup, 5 to 10 million. So that's of course going to be in the future, not now. Super Cup, 2 to 5 million. Spanish Super Cup, 1 to 2 million. Negotiations ongoing on the exact amount of the variables. Barcelona will get the money in every 5 years after accumulation, and it will be a 10-year deal. So the variables kind of add up in a 5-year bracket. So from the first 5 years, I pull the variables and pay to Barcelona. So that's going to be a hefty payment after those 5 years. But again, brilliant structure of the deal. Brilliant variables included. The sign-on bonus, the fixed fee. I would kiss Laporta on his cheeks because of this deal. They also mentioned that Barcelona's new contract with Nike have many clauses, among them a clause of Barcelona participating in designs of the kits. It states FC Barcelona will have an active role in the design of the kits and other official gamuts of the club, ensuring that these reflect the identity and traditions of the team. Now, if we have dead kits and the kits are shite, we blame the board. We blame the club. You don't have to blame Nike anymore. Again, brilliant from Joan Laporta. Also, Barcelona's new contract with Nike will also have an annual review clause, according to which there could be an annual review of the contract to adjust terms and conditions based on performance of the team, changes in the market, or coming of a new commercial opportunity. Again, that's very fair. So, the reason why Barcelona brought up this, renewal is because we were getting way underpaid. So if we're getting way overpaid 2 or 3 years down the line, then sure, we can adjust. If you know all the sports manufacturers are all going on strike, they're all reducing their fees, that's completely fair. And finally, Barcelona's new contract with Nike will also have an automatic renewal clause stated in the event that certain sports and commercial objectives specified in the contract are achieved. A renewal clause will be automatically activated to extend the partnership with Nike for an additional period of time. This automatic renewal guarantees the continuity and support and mutual benefit of both parties, thus strengthening the long-term relationship. I just want to freaking stand up and just... Laporta, you rock my world. You also pissed me off the past month, but you rock my world. Look at my thumbnails from December until now, and look at the bottom right where I have the merchandising. You see Puma, New Balance, Adidas, left, right, center, bouncing. Puma were so close. They were offering us a great deal. In January of this year, Nike offered Barcelona 80 million fixed salary to renew. No sign-on bonus, no variables, nothing like that. We're getting paid, by the way, from Nike right now about 60-70 million euros. So we're getting shited on. This renewal is nothing short of absolute pure Joan Laporta masterclass. The terms and conditions of this deal make Barcelona the best paid sponsorship team in the world, and rightfully so. We sell the most kits, the most volume, the numbers, merchandising-wise, through the roof. We do better than Madrid, Bayern, Man City, Man United, you name it, we crush the numbers. And we were getting so badly underpaid. And how Laporta handled the situation, how he negotiated with Nike. Remember, Laporta said 3 months ago we were suing Nike. Remember that in his interview with Mundo Deportivo that I covered on the channel individually. He said, we're suing Nike, we're going to try and terminate our contract, it's not fair, contract is absolutely woeful, and they don't want to negotiate. He absolutely grabbed them by the balls, twisted and turned in the way that benefited Barcelona to perfection. Everything outside the sporting area of Barcelona, signings, managers, stuff like that, Laporta has been 20 out of 10 pure perfection. Spotify deal, Nike deal, Espaya Barça, economic levers, everything behind the scenes, giving up his own money, bank guarantees to register Jules Koundé last 2 summers ago, to register the new signings last summer, giving his own money from his own bloody pocket. Been brilliant. Sporting area though, there's some questions. How he dealt with Xavi, some of the signings he's done, some of the renewals as well. But behind the scenes, where he should be focusing on, again, he should not be involved behind the scenes. Just give it to Deco and let Deco do what he wants to do. You just sign the paper. Like what Mourinho said with Armanovic. I want Drogba. Are you sure? Boss, just pay. I do the magic. Should be the same thing. Should be the same concept in this regard. But you have to give credit where it's due. Laporta has brought Barcelona back from the dead. We were begging for chunk change on the streets. And now look at us. We're almost at, back where we belong at the top of the world. So, fantastic deal. Fantastic operation. Just cannot wait for this to be official. And again, this will bring us back to the 1-1 rule in La Liga. So, wait and see what happens over the next few days. But expect an announcement between Barcelona and Nike for the contract renewal of the shirt sponsorship for the next 10 years. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to see, of course, is your thoughts on the Joao staying. How much would you pay for them? Would you even sign them or not? Would you sign one of them, both of them, or neither of them? Leave me your thoughts down below. Secondly, Mikel Merino becoming a new option in the midfield ahead of usual Kimmich as well. You think he's a good option to reinforce the midfield or not? Third, your thoughts on Vitor Roque's future, and if he does end up leaving and we can just register him, who should be the backup for him? And finally, your thoughts on the new Nike deal as well, terms and conditions, the way Laporta has maneuvered it. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barça.